What is happening, everyone? It's your one and only Obscure Games coming at you with another episode of how to build your base. This one's going to be in D5 bottom left corner, guys. This is going to be enough space to put 3 altars. So what I'm going to be showing you is how to build or have a nice base that's got something to do with 3 altars that is big enough to have 3 altars in one base. But yeah, so first of all, what we're gonna do is put the foundations on and making sure that everything is nice and secure. So first of all, it's gonna be the foundation. So what I will like you to do is, when you're starting to build your foundation, make sure it's like about, I don't know, like couple meters away or whatever, like just slightly away from the main ground, just so it's kind of sticking out, and also it's kind of sticking out from the sides as well, just so it's better to defend this place too from climbing perspective, if you guys know what I mean. So after you do this and go all the way around, make sure that at least on the sides there is double, so you'll be able double foundation. Like I'm doing right there. First I'm doing the single one, then I'm doing the double one, just so you'll be able to put the anti-climbing spikes on, just so it's better for you to figure out that. I know that I'm flying and it's much easier for me to build, but when you walk as well, it's exactly pretty much the same. Just look down and keep pressing the button where you build, and you'll be sorted. So yeah, so after you guys do this, make sure to fill the top 2 areas of the floor with foundation, just so you have a nice knowledge of how it is, and just go around the main the building or whatever it is. I think it's like some kind of structure, so the main structure. So after you go around it, make sure to go, like I'm doing over here, make sure to go double once or triple, depending on how you want, and then just fill it all up with foundations over here. And it's going to be much easier, because then you will know exactly how much space you have, where you can place rooms, or how big the rooms you want to have. So it's much easier if you know the main ground is level with everything else, so it's much easier than to do it. But yeah, I'm making sure that it's from both sides. Nothing have to be equal, but if you want to make it equal, you can do it. But I don't think this area is equal enough. I don't think that the structure that there is equal enough. But after you do it, guys, after you do both sides, then you can fill up the bottom area, and that's where your main stuff might be, if that's what you want. Some people prefer to put it at the top, so it's harder for people to raid, but I put it with this video, I put it at the bottom over here, so I made sure that it's nice and protected with foundations. And I also put a foundations floor, so it's everything nice and level, so everything looks pretty decent. So after this, make sure to put your spikes on. So what I was doing, I was putting spikes, one set of spikes at the top, and then when there is the one where we have our buildings on, I'll put an extra spikes area. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. It's up to you. You can put just 1, or you can put 2, depending on how much you want, guys. Anyways, that's going to be protected with the bubble, and do around it. After you do that, you can also put an extra little layer. So what I was doing is I placed a ceiling just at the edge, just so it's like a small balcony. It's going to be much easier for you for you to look out and stuff, and also it gives you that extra layer of protection as well, you know. Also, it's harder for people to raid then, because they have to, if they would like to climb it, they will have to destroy that. But back to the thingy, go all the way around it, and when you do that little layer, just put spikes on top of it as well. I did every second one the big spikes, and then the one with the arch I put on the gap, so it's just like archway, not archway, you know what I mean, like filled up. So it's much easier, then you can see through him, you can shoot through him. So it's much cool. So after you guys do that, what you're gonna be doing then is putting your elevator on, and elevator is quite easy to do as well. I was mainly making sure that the elevator touched the main bottom ground, you know. So when you do that, guys, make sure that the elevator touches the main bottom ground. So I will show you exactly where to place that in a sec. So what I was doing, I was trying to do three from foundation wide and then placing my elevator. So I first tried doing over here, but when I noticed it was on the top of one of the mountains. So what I did, I take that out and I destroy this and I place it further up so it touches the main ground. So it's much easier then rather than climbing for us to get there. But what you could do, you could put it on the mountain, secure the mountain as well, and have it that way as well if you want to. It's up to you. If you guys want to see a upgraded version of this, please comment down below. Tell me that you want to see upgraded version so I can build around the mountain or around the structure that we have at the bottom, and I can show you how to protect that as well. Everything's gonna have their own security, like archers or whatever you guys want to have. So there's enough space to fight and everything else, guys. So yeah, after you do this, what you can do is starting to place fill up the main hall. What I was doing, I was making it kind of more interesting, so I put it as a slabs for the thingy, the roof, so it looks kind of like slanted section. So it looks alright, like inverted and all that stuff. So it looks decent in my opinion. So I filled that all up around it, and I put 2 doors, but them doors is going to be double doors, so there's going to be a door and then another door up behind it, so it's going to be more secure, just because it's flat. So they're going to have to use at least 6-7 bombs to get through them. So yeah, after I did this, I started to fill up the inside bits of the base. So like you can see there, over here I'm just going to do the walls, kind of, it's like a wall but it's roof in the same time. So I didn't go all the way to the top. I make sure that the top section is flat, so I can put a altar over there as well, so I can show you now. So like you see over here, guys, we're gonna have enough space just to put like a one altar, any altar on the side. So it's gonna be much thingy. But what we have to do over here, because we do not have any support, I have to stop building at the bottom, guys. So I'm gonna fill this up, put some walls around, put some rooms in, and then what's gonna happen then, I'll be able to have enough support to put the roofs on the top, the ceilings. So you can also copy the way that I have, or you can just make it the way that you want. You don't have to do exactly the same as I do. You can do the way that you want. But if you want to do the way that I do, it's not that hard to do. Just put like a slab the vertical kind of ceilings on, and then pretty much fill the area up. You got all the stuff to finish all that in the panels, and you can always craft them all up. It will take you quite a long process to have everything done if you're playing on official servers, because the items over here are much expensive on official, so it's gonna take you a while. So what I will recommend you to do, build on top of the 2 towers over there, secure that first, and then come down and build over here, just because it's harder to people to raid that, and you don't want to get raided really quick as well, you know, guys. So after the stairs are done and everything, what we're gonna do after is gonna start placing rooms in. You can have rooms as big as you want, but because there is a limited space at the bottom just to have rooms, you have to have a specific size that you want. If you want to have as much rooms as you want, you will have to pretty much do the way that I have. So there's about 6 rooms at the bottom and about 4 rooms at the top. So in total there's 10 rooms in this one structure. But if you want to have more rooms, you can have it, but you have to increase it high up, so you will not be able to do it the way that I'm doing, because my pretty much my build is limited for this build, guys. So yeah. So after you do it, you can start placing stuff inside them, but it's all up to you. I did the way that it is in here, just so everything is nice and solid. But make sure that none of the doors are close to each other. So for example, if you go one door frame, don't make another room door frame close to that door frame, because then they could blow up two doors in one pretty much in one go, like, you know what I mean. So make sure that it's harder for them to raid it by putting doors further away from the other ones, just so when the explosion happens, the doors takes less damage and stuff like that, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so after you do this, guys, you can start building the top section. It's up to you, depending on how much resources you want. I'll prefer you, if you don't have that much resources, I'll prefer you to do it at the top and then coming down, so it's slowly up and down, guys. So like you see, the top rooms, they are slightly, we can say they are like in a way to keep everything in that building. So what I was doing main walls, and then later on the little gaps I was filling up with little triangles that the game provides you with. It's not that hard to actually make this kind of set. It's really nice, and it looks actually pretty decent as well, because nothing sticks out from the other side, so it looks very nice, guys. So when you do that, you're gonna have four extra rooms at the top, and then you can just place whatever you want on the top as well. So it's all up to you guys, so you know what I mean. But after that, when you're gonna be starting to build at the top, if you haven't built it yet, I always recommend you doing exactly the same technique as you were building the main foundation layer at the bottom. So what you're gonna do is pretty much making sure that everything is nice and set, so straight, at least slightly off of the ground. Go around the big structure, and make sure that it's slightly coming off as well. Make sure that it's two on the sides, foundations, so you'll be able to place your thingy. Place your spikes, your defenses, then pour a foundations around it all, and pour ceilings everywhere, just so you can put some more foundation on it, so it's like a little balcony as well, or whatever you guys want to call it. So it's really easy to do this, guys. And over here, what you could do, you can make some more rooms, or you can place, I don't know, some altars. But what I did over here for my set, I built a set for vaults. So there's gonna be my vaults over here, just so they are slightly more protected with more archers and more spikes and stuff like that, so it's harder for people to raid it. But after I do that, it's much easier then to get in there and think. And also you can place some lifts over there, and yeah, so it's not really that hard, guys, trust me. So when you finish everything, got that little balcony, got all the defenses going on, what then I would like you to do is put some rooms in here, or like I said, do a vault. What I did, I placed a vault over here, and my vault was protected also with foundations. So yes, so they wouldn't be able to climb over the vault or climb over the foundation, because they will have spikes on at the top. And but it will be still very easy to get in, because there's only one door protecting it. Of course, I can increase the doors, or what I can do is build around it just with foundations, without any doors. And whenever I'm going to place something in there, what I'm gonna do then is destroy a foundation, and then place something or take something out, and then put a foundation again, just so it's more secure. But you know, a lot of people, like, I don't know, like, you can do that, it's up to you, but it depends, you know, it depends. So what I was doing, I was taking the what's called the vault, and I was trying to place the foundations around it, but I was having like a little PS4 glitches and shit. But then you build around with foundations, go 3 or 4 high, and then put ceilings on. It's not really that hard, guys. And when you do it, you have a vault that is protected with foundations pretty much, so it's dead easy, dead nice, and everything. And what that gives you enough space at the top to put an altar as well, guys. So after you do it, put a door or whatever you guys want, put a foundations on, then put some more spikes, and then you're sorted. Then make sure that you have, of course, an elevator going, protect that as well, and you're pretty much sorted and sound, you know what I'm saying, guys. Repeat the same process on the other side if you want to, or it's up to you. Or what you could also do is put one elevator that coming this way, and then put vertical elevator that's going to the other side. So the only way that they have to get into the other section is by the elevator that comes in here. But of course that takes extra more time for you to get to the places that you need to be, and it's much harder as well. After you do that, you can copy exactly the same thing from one tower to another one, and have that one kind of vault protection set going. At the top you can after that put a I don't know, some sort of pit of yoga or whatever, or any sort of avatars, like, you know, like the religions going, and you'll be sorted. So there's going to be one on each tower, and there's going to be one on the main base. There's going to be 3 altars going, protection with bubbles. So yeah, well, three altars in 3 small spaces, more to gather to collect resources to get the bubbles going. So you're gonna have to make sure that you know you have a lot of resources to do that, you know. But it will do the job. It will protect it. Of course it's not going to be super protected. Of course it's going to be raidable, but you know, you can still always have that little kind of protection going, you know what I'm saying. And you know, and it's good, it's fun, you know what I mean, it's fun. So the base does looks alright, and I enjoy building it. If you have any other tips that you want to give me to build, please comment down below, let me know, and it will be I'll be really pleased. If you want me to build somewhere else, somewhere that your base is, or find any different base locations, please comment down below, like this video if you enjoyed it, and yeah, stay tuned, guys, because I'm going to be seeing you in the next episode of Conan Exile or anything else. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.